Make sure we get over there, check it out. I'm going to go to YouTube. Yeah, so real quick. So the wheel, the update, we now have, well, I can explain it on the show.
I love it.
Maybe people want to know the updates to the show, to the wheel. They want to be included in the mix.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. This is like version 2. I'm already working on version 3.
Oh, there's more. It's constantly growing.
It's gonna be insane. I don't know. I have gone crazy.
I don't know if people are ready for this.
It's gonna be crazy.
I don't know if people are ready for what we're about to do.
It's gonna be something. We'll see. It could be a big failure. I've been through some beta tests yesterday and today. We'll see what happens. But it looks like we're live, and we
are live. The people need it.
People are filtering in. We'll give them another 2 minutes, and then we have to spin the wheel. We have to get going.
We have to get in it to win it. We are in it.
And get ready to get real.
Get ready to get real.
Guys, get ready to get real, please.
I don't know why if you come to the show and you're not already ready to be
Dude,
real,
you better have stretched before you come to the show.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do
Right.
do 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 do. People need it.
All right. I think we're about ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
The people are demanding it.
Here we go.
The strange, the bizarre, the funny, and the sad. In a world of algorithmic nightmares, these are the stories you find when you scroll too long. All the facts, all the absurdity, none of the fluff. This is DoomScrollin with your hosts, Sam Tripoli and Midnight Mike.
And get ready to get real.
Oh, we're in it. All right. Wow, today's an exciting day. I want to apologize to both Midnight Mike and the Doomers. Daddy's interview went long, so we're starting half an hour late. My apologies to everybody. But today is a great day in history. We're going to get into that. I'm Sam Tripoli, and this is the uncomparable, if that's even a word. I'm making up words on this special day. He is our resident genius, okay? The man, the myth, the legend, Midnight Mike. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Can you tell people what is the secret interview? Can you tell people?
Johnny has a man crush on somebody in 90 Day Fiance, so I had to interview them.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good interview. The PR person was there, so I couldn't go really balls to the wall on it the way I really wanted to. Okay. But enough of that. Let's talk about why today is so historic.
We have a brand new update to the Wheel of Doom. So I'll bring it up on screen.
Oh, my God. It's growing.
It's crazy. So I have been in crazy development mode with the Wheel of Doom. Here it is.
Ooh, look how shiny and pretty it is.
Updated so we have titles. We have titles. You can't read them. You can't read them because before it was just a file name, but now we have titles. So what I'm doing, I'm asking AI to give me ideas based upon their transcripts. And we also have a video counter. We have 62 videos on the Wheel of Doom. And that thing's going to count down as
oh, my God,
goes
that's
on.
so many videos. I'm so sorry. I keep waiting. I go, okay, that's enough. Oh, my God, this video's insane. This video's insane. And then I end up adding more videos.
So this is what we got. These are some of the videos that we have to look forward to today. Possibly we have Love in the Time of Warfare, apparently tales from the 15th Century Explorer's Journal. We have stuff about where hours bend into bathroom ritual. And you see each one of these is given a point.
Wow.
Is given a point. Sam and I are going to be trying to get up. We're trying to level up here. So the more points we get, the more likely we will to level up over time. And,
I am so excited about this. I can't look. I'm trying to tell you, and I can't.
We got a video for a video of the day down there in the corner. When we're ready, we push that, But we also have to watch out. We have a black slice there. That's the video of folly. We lose a lot of points.
Video folly. I can't wait to find out what that is.
You don't want to hit that. We lose a lot of points doing that, and it's getting more complicated. The wheel is stupid, but let's just get into it right now. Here we go.
The wheel of amazing to me.
It's gonna be crazy.
Thank you. All right, the people have waited. We've set up this historic day. Remember where you were on the day you found out about the wheel had grown. Let's spin the wheel of doom.
Wheel of Doom.
Come on, baby. Work.
Press button.
Dude, look how crazy that is. Look at that. Look at that.
Whoa.
Dude, did you see that? Did you see how quickly it that's insanity.
This machine just automatically solved the Rubik's Cube, which takes
automatically.
It's just crazy. I think small Asian kids can do it in like 5 seconds, but this machine can probably do it in 1 second.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. That's incredible. And it's just like we're just setting our own. We're just setting up our own demise, and the only hope we have is that the Wheel of Doom is going to save us. That's it. I feel like you're creating the counter to what these guys are coming up with, which is Terminators.
So, yeah, version 3 of the wheel, which I'm working on right now, is going to be even more insane, and it could be the counter that we need in this culture to win the world.
There's another wheel coming, guys. There's another wheel. This is just the newest version. There's a newer version coming.
We shouldn't even. I shouldn't even talk about it yet.
I love the colors too. It gives me hope.
It is. It's nice. It's a little bit more friendly, and we actually look at that. We scored 500 points on that last video.
500 points. Let's see if we can go high score. That's right now the high score ever. The highest score of all time.
It's the highest we've ever been. So here we go. We're going to do another one.
This is, we're winning already.
So sit tight.
Sit tight. Hold on.
Can it go any deeper? Yeah, it can. And it does. You'll have to excuse me for not putting too much effort into this video, because personally, I don't think this is a conversation that most people are ready to have. But since you asked, let's see what you think about this. For entertainment purposes, of course, because I'm just making this stuff up. All right, so Israel is a product of the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds?
This is where it gets crazy.
Belong to the House of Orsini.
Oh, damn.
And in case anybody's confused, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, pretty much the same thing. Now the Orsini family runs the Vatican. The Orsinis ran things in Rome. So much so, they were considered a royal bloodline of the ancient Roman Empire. Now let me ask you this. What if Rome never fell? Instead, it just turned into a religion. All right, ready? So if Israel's a product of the Rothschilds belongs to the House of Orsini. Orsini is what runs the Vatican, and they're also the ones that have royal bloodlines to ancient Rome. We could all be watching the real fall of the Roman Empire. So back to the original question. Can it go any deeper? Yeah, back to the 11th century. Stay safe.
Dang, dog. We're talking Babylonians here, dude. Babylonians.
So they rebranded. They just keep rebranding. It's the same shit. Yeah, it's just rebranding over time.
I agree, dude. I totally agree. It's just rebranding. It's like, why do we have to have armies everywhere? Let's just open up little outhouses everywhere. Little outposts, excuse me. We'll call them churches, and we'll run everything.
Yeah, it's like, I'm tired of drinking Coke. I'm going to drink Sprite. And then you find out Sprite is owned by Coke. You're like, oh, my God.
And then you find out that Coke and Sprite are owned by the same people.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Guys, welcome to the most educational hour on the internet. It's doom scrolling. Scroll.
Let's
Wheel of Doom. How many points? We got 90.
We got 90 from that last one. Not bad.
That's high score.
Does this OnlyFans creator make more or less than these athletes? Iggy Azalea.
She's the OnlyFans
The
creator?
highest OnlyFans creator this past year.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Giannis Antetokounmpo or Iggy Azalea?
Based off the history of the
This
channel.
is Giannis on the court salary.
I'm going to go based off history of the channel. Let's go Iggy.
You're correct. Giannis made 46 mil last year on his contract.
Oh, man.
What about Josh Allen or Iggy Azalea?
Josh Allen. Oh, did he make more than Giannis? I guess he did, but I'm going to say Iggy.
You're correct. Josh Allen made $47.1 million on his contract.
Ridiculous.
Iggy Azalea made more on OnlyFans.
This is ridiculous.
What about Aaron Judge or Iggy Azalea?
Aaron Judge gets paid a fat dollar.
That he does.
I don't think he eclipses 50 mil a year. I'll go Iggy Azalea.
You're correct. Aaron Judge, total earnings, 47.4 mil. Jake Paul or Iggy Azalea? Jake Paul's total earnings.
Jake Paul's total earnings. I mean, he's had some fights. This one, I'm going to say surprisingly Jake Paul.
They're both the same.
Oh.
I'm going to save the total for how much after the next person. LeBron James on the court salary or Iggy Azalea?
This one has to be LeBron James.
Only by $200,000.
That's
What?
crazy.
LeBron made 48.2 mil. Iggy Azalea made $48 million on OnlyFans.
That's unbelievable.
That's
$48
$48 million
What's she doing for
more
that
than we make.
$48 million.
I don't know, but it's got to be pretty impressive, right? You'd
It's
imagine.
got to be very impressive. Real quick, God is love, H5 to AH. Thank you very much. New wheel is banging. Yes, it is. See you in Florida. If you're not at Bohemian Gub, you're fed. I'm there. I'm going to be there, dude. Okay? Francis Ford Bacon is going to be there. I will be there. Let's go.
Sir Francis Bacon.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Empires don't usually fall because of outside enemies. They fall from the inside, slowly at first, then all at once. Rome didn't collapse when the Visigoths invaded. It collapsed after decades of corruption, crushing debt, currency debasement, and a decay in civic virtue. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
In America today, we're watching history repeat itself. We have record debt, our currency is inflated, government is bloated, and worst of all, we're divided against each other by design. We're told our neighbor is the problem. We're fed outrage instead of information. We're more loyal to political tribes than to principles. Bread and circuses? Today it's TikTok and subsidies. The Romans gave up their freedom for
TikTok and
safety.
subsidies.
So have we. Except we call it equity, climate policy, or content moderation.
I agree.
The truth is, no empire can survive a people who forget what made them free. If America falls, it won't be China's fault. It'll be because we lost the will to stand together and the clarity to remember what matters. Liberty, responsibility, truth. That's how you preserve a republic. And if we don't, history's not just going to rhyme, it's going to repeat.
Bro, that was a fire clip. And I don't know how much we got in the last one because it says we had 1,050 points right now.
We do. We do have 1,050 points, which is absolutely incredible and amazing. We've never been.
Dude, we are setting high standards every time here.
Possibly we could level up this episode. We'll see, though. We don't even know yet. But that clip was spot on, depressing at the same time. Like it was correct, and that makes it kind of depressing. Like, yeah, more people are concerned about their neighbors and their belief system than their person.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me, and we can't even like get ourselves out of this because everyone is so distracted. They don't even see that the pot is boiling and they're just frogs chilling. It's crazy to me.
It's incredibly difficult to talk to people sometimes. You have to come at it. You have to basically disassociate yourself from your beliefs and try to talk to them in weird ways. Like you find yourself like censoring just in an effort to find common ground. But
I agree, dude. And like no one sees these Trojan horses coming in as a way to get to martial law. It's like crazy to me that no one sees it. Like they emotionally react to everything. They got us exactly where they want us.
Yep.
And that's why
Everything-
the only way you can do it is to save yourself, is to fix yourself and be the example of the others. 1,050 points, dude. We're winning.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Here we go. Oh, very close to that video of Ollie.
Dubai might soon build the world's first hanging tower, suspended from space. Introducing the Annabelle Tower, a futuristic vertical city that hangs from an asteroid orbiting 50,000 kilometers above Earth. Anchored by ultra-strong cables, this tower will float in the sky and move in a slow figure-8 pattern across the globe, returning to the same spot every 24 hours. Inside, there will be apartments, offices, gardens, places of worship, and even a space burial pod. It'll be fully self-sustaining, powered by solar energy and supported by rainwater capture and moisture collection from the air. No roads, no borders, just a city in the clouds with endless views. Of course, it's not without challenges. Finding the right asteroid, building resilient space cables, and making it livable at extreme altitudes. But if there's one place bold enough to try, it's Dubai. The city that reached the sky with the Burj Khalifa might soon build what doesn't touch the ground at all.
What are your thoughts on that, Midnight?
It's an incredible idea, but if that thing comes over America, people are going to be taking shots at that thing.
100%.
It is a moving target. I mean, it is a fascinating science fiction idea. It kind of reminds me of like a space elevator that they've been talking about for a very long time. I wonder the international laws, as you pass over different countries, are you technically in their jurisdiction? And so how does that work? And I don't know. It poses some very fascinating geopolitical questions. And
would you want to live on it, Mike? Would you want to live on it?
No, I'm not. I don't do very well on airplanes or in flying buildings.
Oh, I know, dude. There's gonna be a lot of porta potties up there if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't like the idea of being trapped in there. I think it'd be very claustrophobic.
I agree, dude. I don't know why that would be fun. Would be fun.
But if it says it comes back to the same spot every 24 hours, I could see it being offered as a premium hotel stay, something like that. It's for super rich people to go experience that entire thing for 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. You circle the globe, and it costs you $10,000 or something like that. Or you want to get married in the Dubai flying building. There is some opportunity there, but it's not going to be for us peons, that's for sure.
And how much of the world does it see? And if it's seen the entire world, how fast is that thing going? Am I just holding on to it? Just flying? If we think the Earth is spinning at that much rate, it's very crazy.
I don't know if I trust Dubai to put an asteroid into synchronous orbit forever.
And who do I talk to if I have complaints? Who am I complaining to? The Dubaians?
Yeah, it seems like you're going to be the first people up there are going to die up there. The Russians shot people into space.
Test monkeys for that. I don't know, dude. Listen, this is from Blanco, LA, $5. 1 Kings chapter 18 verses 20 through 40 to find out where ancient Saturn worship comes from. Elijah defeated the followers of Baal. Christ is God. Yes, we're in again spiritual on this historic day. And let's just say the new wheel is pure fire.
So far, so good. Let's do it. Here we go.
Wheel of Go fasten your seatbelt.
We tried to figure out how much charge the body takes in when you touch the earth. What happens is the body saturates with electrons practically instantaneously. It's so fast that you can't measure it.
Whoa. Can't measure it.
So electrons from the earth enter the body right away, and they coat the red blood cells so that the cells repel each other. And then they can't clump, and the blood viscosity goes down. It's easier for the heart to pump the blood. The blood pressure goes down. All kinds of cardiovascular issues, they go away.
Whoa.
I love it.
You walk the earth?
I love this. I try to get my my feet on the grass, but not as often as I probably should. I mean, I got grass right out here. I sometimes I worry about stepping in like chicken poop, and so I don't take my socks off and my shoes off as much as I should.
What if chicken poop and the ground like cure all disease? Would you step in chicken poop?
I would, but I know when my dog eats chicken poop, they tend to crap all over the place, and it doesn't do very well for the digestive system. I haven't tried to smear it on my skin. I could try that. That might
No,
work.
please don't. We don't need that. Yeah. I don't think the naked farmer's going to like that.
No. I did like that video a lot. That was an amazing video.
That was an amazing video.
I don't know more. I don't know if it's video of the day, but it was amazing information. I will tell
my
wife about that.
It was very interesting. And guys, once you're done with this, you need to go out and walk on the grass with your feet. Please.
Yeah.
Please, guys.
Do it.
But, dude, we got big points on that one. Wow,
oh, my God. Look at that.
One. I think that jumped almost 200 points.
Yeah, we're up to 1,510 points.
Wow. Will we set the high score today? Yes.
I think we will.
Will it set the standard that we'll never meet again? Possible.
It's possible. It is.
So you surrender the entire astral plane and the second heaven activity that is affecting everything that happens in the 3D world to the witches, to the warlocks, to the people that are working iniquity. And they get to navigate the spirit world that is most immediately affecting the 3D realm uncontested. I believe that that's backwards thinking. I believe that God wants his children to govern the kind of activity that can and cannot occur in the second heaven realms, most closely associated with our calling and territory, in the name of Jesus. So I actually go the complete opposite direction. And I'm like, no, there is a holy way to engage with the astral plane and the spirit world, that it does not require demonic practices, chanting, Ouija boards, meditations that are occult in nature, mantras. We don't do any of that. But I spend a lot of time in Christ maneuvering things in the second heaven realm. And for that reason, I believe that, we are changing lives and destinies, timelines. I can't tell you how many times we have done work in the second heavens and turn around, we look at the news, and our prayer work made the news. Like, that's been happening for the last decade. But we were intentionally engaging the second heavens with the name of Jesus, the finished work of the cross, the blood, the power of God. And when things get moved around in his name in that realm, everything in the earth reorganizes around it. So
I love it.
This, I believe, is part of the Great Awakening. It's God, as he's preparing his bride to be received by the bridegroom, Jesus Christ. We're moving into the end of the age. He's also calling his church to be a governing force in the second heaven. So these occultists, witches, and evil beings have to be held accountable for their evil actions, pushed under judgment, and absolutely disintermediated from all of their operations. It actually comes straight back to us.
Wow. That was a great video. Prayers, bro. Manifestation. Do it. I pray for people that drive me crazy now. I'm like, oh, God, please look over these people, that person, this person. Help them find their way. Help them find happiness.
It takes a lot of effort to do that. It takes a lot of effort to be the bigger person and not meet that anger right back with anger. It is very tough. And according to the book and researcher, Dr. Dean Radin, prayer does work. Focused positive energy on a person or an object does have a measurable impact on the health or overall mood of that person. It does work. And so, yeah, going into positive. I would like to know, I don't know what he meant by the second heaven. Do you know what he meant by that? The second heaven?
Multiple dimensions, maybe.
Okay.
In the astral planes.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. All right.
People say when you sleep, you go to an astral plane and you kind of like talk about your day. You're like, okay, I didn't do that perfect. Let me work on it.
Well, the last dream I remember, I killed a werewolf. I shot it dead, and so I feel pretty good about that. That's the last dream I had.
I wonder if that werewolf was just trying to help its family. Like it had to be out there just
I've
looking
had
for
some
berries.
I've had some bad experiences with wolves and dreams, so I'm glad
I
killed
respect
it.
that.
I had to
I respect
kill
that.
it.
You have to do what you have to do. Big
Yeah.
points on that one.
Oh
Big
yeah,
points.
big time. We got 1,640 people. We're spinning the wheel right now.
Let's go. So get set.
Oh no.
Let me break it down. So ICE just arrested this guy who was running a spot called Yaya Noodles / Sushi John.
Oh.
I'm confused.
No, so it's one restaurant. It's usually just a sushi spot or a noodle spot, right?
You don't usually mix those.
So he just got picked up for being a Chinese spy.
Oh.
Wow.
Have you ever seen any Chinese restaurant commercials for any Chinese restaurants in America? There's over 45,000 Chinese restaurants in America, and none of them have commercials. And Panda Express doesn't count.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Right?
No.
So think about it.
Okay.
He's right.
Okay.
Could all these Chinese restaurants be fronts? Then we have all these Chinese hackers getting into our water systems. You know, they're infiltrating the Federal Reserve. They're a former senior advisor to the Federal Reserve. Just got locked up a few months ago for being a Chinese spy. He was a traitor.
Treason.
Come on, y'all.
A U.S. state official was getting paid in Chinese yuan. He got caught red-handed with Chinese yuan. All these things are happening, so they're infiltrating our food,
Right.
water, everything on a whole different level. It's not just, hey, we're gonna come over and invade you.
Yeah, well, they knew that would never work.
Right.
The way that, that'd be the easiest way to get to us.
Right.
Try to dumb us down through our food, honestly.
Even with TikTok. TikTok is a Chinese app, right?
Yep.
Tell me why their feed in China is completely different than ours.
Right.
So over here, everybody's doing like stupid ass dances and it's a bunch of bullshit, right? Over there, it's completely different. It's all educational. They're learning AI, math, and their feed is completely different.
That was it was that I'm gonna give them that was awesome. That was the Maverick approach.
That was a great video. And they say every Chinese person is a spy.
Yeah. I can believe that. If they're loyal to the party, they're loyal to their national feeling. And if you come over here on a visa, I think by default you're a Chinese spy. And that was such an interesting point they made, that you don't really see any advertisements for Chinese restaurants.
Yeah, that's super interesting, right?
Maybe like in the Yellow Pages back in the day, like #1 Chinese food. That's about it.
Yeah. You never see them have once in a while you'll see a billboard, at least in LA you will. But I never see, come down to One Express. Come down, #1 service. You never see that stuff, ever. And they always take off American holidays every time. If there's a holiday, your Asian restaurant will be closed.
I can totally see these Chinese restaurants as front operations where they're highly skilled cyber hackers in the background, and they're basically just kind of front operations for whatever Chinese student or Chinese traveling person to come by. They basically give drop-offs, like little passing notes. I would watch a TV series about that, but they're not going to make it because the China influence over Hollywood media. They're not going to make that Chinese spy movie.
Well, how about
TV
the
show.
thing that Trump just did, where he just banned Chinese movies, where he put a billion tariffs on them.
Yeah, I think he put a tariff on all non-American made. I don't know how they figured it out yet, but
it's
100%.
Crazy. Great video up for video. I don't know if that might be video of the year in the running. I don't know.
I'm not an accountant from China.
Is it video of the day? Is it video of the day worthy? That's the question. Is it video of the day worthy?
At this point, it's in the running.
It's in the running. It is. And we can have multiple videos of the day.
We make the rules as we go.
We can do that. If you want me to press the button, I can press the button. It'd be video of the day. It's up to you.
Something I'm gonna put this in your court right now because we got a bunch of videos to go. So
I know that's what's got 54 videos. 54 videos.
Yes.
I say we it's a good video, but we're gonna move on.
Okay, let's move on. Here we go.
Have you ever heard of the concept of humanity splitting into two? No, I haven't. Nietzsche actually tried to warn us of this back in the 19th century. Group number one, he called the last man. I call them life deniers. The life deniers' value system is one of comfort and efficiency being the highest goal in life. It removes any connection to nature and to higher intelligence, and it replaces it with this digital pseudo connection, which we see through the internet nowadays, and stimulation. In our modern world, this plays out by those who want to live in this new physical world that's being created as an extension of the internet. They want to live in this digital world more than the natural world itself. These types of people aren't really motivated to create something meaningful or reach a level of self-mastery, but to just do enough to live a comfortable life or an efficient life. No wonder Nietzsche said, society tames a wolf into a dog, and man is the most domesticated animal of all. But on the other side of the split, there are what Nietzsche called the Ubermensch, or what I like to call the life affirmers. They affirm life itself by embracing suffering and alchemizing it, not by avoiding it like the life deniers do, but they go through it in an alchemical way, turning suffering itself into a meaningful experience. Life affirmers usually take the time to ask the question life deniers never ask. What is the point of society at all? Is it to just make things easier for people, safety and comfort for the herd? Or is it something deeper? To those that affirm life, society is not meant to make life more comfortable, but to support the making of a higher species or a higher collective of humans that have evolved their level of consciousness. But isn't it weird how it's never really talked about how we can evolve together as a human race? You'd think that that would be a major subject of discussion that we're all talking about all the time, but we aren't. Why? Here's a final question. Do we want to give up our birthright to be free, to run on the digital hamster wheel that's controlled by those who seek to monetize and control us for power? Or do we want to be free to suffer the difficulties of life that we heroically give meaning through the hero's journey of risk and evolve into a higher level of consciousness of humans? It's up to us because we have the power. You have the power. What you do matters because you're choosing, and everyone's choice adds up to what's going to happen. So what are you choosing?
That's a great video. And I've been talking about this forever. It's like part of this kind of virtual reality world is a thin the herd type thing where a bunch of people will move into there, but the people have skills to dominate in physical and in the physical world, I think, will stay, and those who feel like they can't will drift into the virtual world, and their lineage will die off.
I'm torn between the two worlds. I'll admit it. Like, I want to evolve comfortably. I know that's not
you
possible.
are doing that though by living on a farm, dude. You are doing
I know. That. And I mean I do seek a life of comfort. You know, I feel as though, you know, I've been at the poverty level long enough in my life to where I would ideally not like to be there anymore. I'm not saying it couldn't happen again, but I do like a life of comfort. I do like these philosophical topics. I don't envision myself ever getting like an Elon Musk brain chip or going into virtual reality. So I'm split. I work with computers all the time. I do like my life of comfort, but I want to evolve, and I want to have interesting and unique conversations like what we have. So I'm split. You know, I want comfort, but can't always have it.
Well, it's interesting. Blanco LA, who's coming in heavy on the super chats. Chinese restaurants are fronts for mattress stores, which are the real Chinese spies fronts. Mattresses stores can stop advertising. Distraction all around. Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, nice.
90D chess right there. 90D chess.
I like
Great
that.
video. High score.
Yeah, our score is at 2270, people. We're getting up there. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
we could break 10,000. It's possible.
I think it's definitely possible. We don't know.
We don't know what's going to happen then.
This ex-witch is about to describe the devil.
The trouble is, when you play with the devil, he doesn't play fair. He'll give you everything you want, all the drugs you want, all the women you want, all the promises, and all the power you want. And when he's done with you, he'll kick the legs out from under you. And that's why you hear rock stars sometimes say, I sold my soul to the devil. Because once you make that trade, he'll give you what you want. But people need to understand that the devil is not sharing his kingdom with anyone. And I was studying all this witchcraft. I thought everything was wonderful. The same spirits that gave me power began to turn on me. I thought I had arrived. And the same spirits that gave me power to read cards and astral project and the psyche power. It was as if all of a sudden the same voices that would say this man is committing adultery or this woman steals at work or this girl's going to get married last year when I was reading cards would now say to me, you should die. Said I would walk around with a gun in my mouth. I remember the metal used to burn my tongue. I would just suck on a gun, waiting for the moment to stop this power that I had entered into, to stop the destruction of my mind.
Wow. That was, I think that's totally right. What makes you can break you.
Of course. Of course. These are like lessons that you would hope that you would learn. You know, you probably go through that stuff in your 20s, and hopefully you learn those lessons in your 30s, and then by your 40s, you're kind of like, you understand that. But I mean, obviously, when it comes to making the deal with the devil, sometimes it really works out. Like Jimmy Page, you know, it looks like it worked out for him, and all the rumors point to that he made a deal with the devil, and it worked out for Led Zeppelin. It didn't really work out so much for Robert Plant. He lost his kid. But Jimmy Page, sitting pretty.
So far. We just got to see how Jimmy Page's kids turn out. And there's a lot of different ways you could pay the price. You see that with a lot of these neocons. They're all just like destroying and bombing the world. And then their kids are completely crashing and burning. So, the price could be paid for later generations.
That is true.
Maybe that's what all these turns are about. All these celebrities have turns. They that might be the price to pay.
It could be, but they seem to lean into it quite a bit. So
it's very.
We'll find out. We'll find out next in the Wheel of Doom.
Go. The Wheel of Doom. Zero bad videos so far. Zero weird videos.
Chinese government committing genocide against the Uyghur people.
You can comment.
Yes, sir. I'm asking you, is the Chinese government committing genocide against the Uyghur people?
Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
You will find our users who give all sorts of...
That's not my question. My question is, do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population? Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
Dude, has anyone seen Marky Mark lately? Has anyone seen him? Huh? Vanilla Ice doesn't look like he went through a camp.
That was definitely a visual joke. Definitely a visual joke for people watching us on the Wheel of Doom.
That's for the people in the Wheel of Doom watching us live right now. And you can listen. Let's say you can't get on a video and you want to listen. We are available on Apple. We are available on Spotify. We'll soon be everywhere you could ever dream of.
Yeah, Spotify is kicking off, and there's people commenting on the episodes on Spotify, and they're giving us the pros and cons of every episode. So get involved.
Yeah, you can hear what they don't like about the show. It's unbelievable.
Here we go, people.
Just try to make something wonderful for humanity. People get bitch.
There's no past. There is no future. It's all happening now.
Bang.
And so there's no past lives or future lives. They're stacked on top of each other. And as we move through time, as we time travel, we experience dimensions or spaces. And we have all the latent systems in the brain once activated to open the door to that dimension. And it only takes one experience of entering that place that you cannot see the world the same way again. When you pass through the eye of the needle into the quantum and you enter that realm of time-space, it's a different world. There's an infinite amount of time. Time is eternal. There's an infinite. Now think about this. If the thought is the electrical charge in the quantum field, and the feeling is the magnetic charge, and how you think and how you feel creates your state of being, it's the field that's creating matter. Every thought has a frequency, and being able to create from that place is why we're here.
It's happening, people. I've
Wow,
said
that's
this
deep.
forever, dude.
That's deep.
I've said this forever, dude. Time is a book. You're at a book and you're on page 35. That is the reality in the present moment. If you jump to page 157, okay, that's now the reality. But you can jump back to page 48 and suddenly that's reality.
Yeah, I think I'm a slow reader, so I think I'm pretty early on in the book still.
Yeah, you are. You really are.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of you. You have a young kid's wisdom of the world.
Yeah, I can't
You look
get past
through
this.
young kids' eyes.
I'm not even past the introduction, but
Yeah.
I do agree with you. Like people say, like time is a spiral almost, and everything's happening all at once, and it's harder for, I guess, us mere mortals to wrap your heads around like that concept that the future you has already really happened, and
I agree.
It's kind of weird to think about sometimes, but it's probably true. And you just kind of got to deal with all the anxiety that goes along with those thoughts.
Yeah, you look at the world through children's eyes. I'm functionally illiterate, so neither of us have fully reached our potential.
Yes, and that's why we must lead the way to the Wheel of Doom.
It's the most educational hour on the internet.
No, oh no, oh no.
Oh,
These three brothers made billions just by copying ideas, and they never went to jail, and you'll see why. So in '99, they saw how successful eBay was in the US, and they thought, why don't we just bring that to Germany? So they did. They launched a company called Alando, and 100 days later, they sold to eBay for $53 million. The deal became their blueprint. The strategy was simple. Find successful companies in the US, copy them fast in Europe, and either sell them clone back to the original company or take it public. And they did it over and over. They cloned Airbnb, they called it Wimdu, they cloned Groupon, that became City Deal, and they built dozens more like that. I think the crazy part is actually that the big companies were actually thrilled often that they did it. Why? These guys opened a new market for them and then allowed them to buy the assets so they could keep building. Today, each of these brothers are worth $1.2 billion.
Oh my God.
Hey, that means somewhere in Germany there's going to be a Wheel of Doom.
That's right. But we don't have the funds to buy that wheel. Maybe they'll buy us. Maybe the
We're having
Germans
to
will buy
start
our wheel.
GoFundMe.
Oh my God. It's depressing, but it also kind of is. It shows that there's opportunity out there to rip people off.
Yeah, I agree, dude. That's crazy.
Do you
That's
think you can do that?
crazy.
Do you think you can do that in comedy? Just rip off somebody's act and then sell it back to them? No,
No.
Can't do that?
I would tour the world, and then I would hear people say that like this comic's basically doing Dave Attell's set all over Australia, all over Europe.
You're just trying to open up a new market for Dave. I'll sell you the Australian act of Dave back to you. It's all good,
there
Dave.
we go. Sell Dave back his act.
Yeah, come on. It's a tried and true method.
There's no German Wheel of Doom. There's only the Wheel of Doom. There can be only one.
Here we go.
And by the time they steal this one, we'll be on to another wheel.
Oh yeah, we're on version 3.
What is this book that you have?
It's my book, Woke Eugenics, which how social justice is a mask for social Darwinism. And what I argue, in essence, is that wokeness is a selection event, that we become genetically extremely unhealthy as a consequence of the Industrial Revolution, and so all this mutation builds up, and it expresses itself in wokeness. Eventually, wokeness, or proto-wokeness, takes over the culture and pushes people on a maladaptive roadmap of life. All but the healthiest will be resistant to this, and so it's self-correcting. Those who would have been the normal pre-industrial population will survive this process because they will be the ones that will have children and things like this. And everybody else will be inculcated into not having children because of the environment, into delaying having children, or into transsexuality or whatever. So it is a self-correcting process.
Wow. Thin the herd.
I can see that. That's
the
crazy.
wheel is pulling no punches.
Das Rad des Schicksals.
That's what the wheel is called in German. Das Rad des Schicksals.
Das Rad des Schicksals.
They're giving them the ideas, dude.
The Germans are invading. They're taking over very quickly here. They like what we're doing over here, and they want to do their own German version of it. But
this is from the very good-looking Max Meeks. This is why audiobooks exist. We are the American zombies. Nonfiction called many current events ahead of time. Interesting. They call that revelation of the method, Max. Maybe that's done on purpose.
Yeah, either they're pulling the idea out of the ether, or that future event is being shot into their head. Who knows?
I gotta be honest with you. The wheel is pure fire. Pure fire.
It's going crazy.
It's like it's leveled up.
It is, and we are at the point score system of 35-40. 35-40, people. That's a lot of points right there.
That's a lot of
going. Come on.
There's this saint I came across. I thought it was the coolest story ever. His name is Saint Longinus, the centurion. He was the centurion that did the spear into Jesus' side. But the story goes that his eyesight was bad, like it was degrading and stuff. When he pierced Jesus' side, the blood and water poured on his face, and he was instantly healed, his eyesight, but then instantly realized that he was the Son of God. Immediately after that, he's like, I need to go spread the gospel. And so he traveled all over the Middle East and stuff, spreading the gospel. But news got back to Pontius Pilate, so they captured him, brought him in, and they're like, deny your faith. And he said, why would I deny my faith when I know who the true king is? So what they did is, like, since he gave you back your eyesight, we're going to take your eyes. Oh. And so they took his eyes out, and that didn't stop him. He kept on spreading the gospel, completely blind. And then they said, well, you didn't get the hint. They cut out his tongue. But what the miracle that happened with it is that when they cut out his tongue, he was still able to speak perfectly, but they said it was almost like God was speaking through him, almost with a thunderous voice. They brought him into the temple, basically bow down before our gods, deny your faith in Jesus Christ. And he somehow grabbed a sword, swung, and cut the head off of one of the statue gods.
Let's go.
And he said, let's see what your gods do now. And as soon as he said that, an earthquake happened, and every single god in this temple fell down. Shook everyone, and then the governor decided, he's like, we're done with this, and then they beheaded him.
Golly, much aura.
Yeah.
Plus 1,000 aura.
I could totally see Steven Seagal playing that guy in a movie. And, obviously a little heavier, a little bit, fatter, but there's some badass stuff that happened there.
That was great. That guy was like the Christian daredevil, walking around with a thing over his eyes.
Yeah.
Fighting crime.
Yeah. What an incredible story. And his faith was not deterred, even after he lost his eyes and his tongue. He said, to hell with you. I'll keep going.
Guys, if that ever happened to me, I will continue to do doom scrolling.
And maybe even if you lose your tongue, do you stand-up comedy still? It'd be a different kind of show.
And I would just be crushing.
Yeah, doing better than ever.
Yeah, you'll figure out an AI that could read my thoughts, and then I'll just have AI Sam talking.
Yeah, that's next. The next edition of Wheel of Doom. We'll see what happens. Here we go.
Oh, I love this video. I would say this is how it went.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And they're speaking Korean. Oh
That was so impressive for people just listening at home. It was basically almost like a stop motion animation version of the Roswell landing that evolved into a gunfight and then alien versus human battle that wound up into the humans creating a black hole machine that killed everything because that's what we do.
Yeah, dude, that's it. And that was amazing. And I love at the end it became the Twitter logo. Do you notice that? The black, it goes into Saturn and then becomes a Twitter logo?
I did not notice that. Interesting. It was that video of the day? That's pretty damn close.
That's damn close. I mean, it's up for right now, it's number one.
I might press the button. I'm going to press the button. Here we go. Here we go.
Video of the day. Great job, guys.
Yeah, we found one video of the day right there. One video of the day found. Okay.
That was great. That was great. The technology is so great on this show. I could never do this. If you gave me 1,000 years to come up with Wheel of Doom and an AI video that does video day, it would never happen. We're so blessed to have you, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be here. And
that was great.
We're at 4,200 points. We're doing so well. Here we go. Let's do it again.
They just moved the Annabelle doll out of the Warrens Museum and into the West Virginia State Penitentiary and now plan on taking her on tour. Now, I can't understand why. We all know Annabelle is one of the most haunted dolls ever recorded. Why move it out of the Warrens Museum?
Yeah.
Why take that chance? There's been reported stories of people just looking at the doll or touching the case and getting into insane car accidents and almost being unalived. Not including feeling a massively dark presence around them at all times after seeing and looking at the doll. That's only Annabelle's first stop. We're planning on taking Annabelle to the Psychic and Spirit Fest in San Antonio, Texas on May 17th. Annabelle's not the only thing going out of the Warrens' massive museum. Annabelle's just one of the haunted artifacts that'll be there. Now look, I'm gonna be completely honest, you could not pay me enough to sit in the same room as Annabelle. And this video's not meant to scare people, but if you're going to Psychic and Spirit Fest in San Antonio, Texas, please just be cautious. Like I said, Annabelle's not the only haunted artifact that will be there, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Ain't no way I'm taking a picture with her, let alone even locking eyes. This doll tortured families for years, after of course being inhabited by a demonic spirit. I'm not paying to go see it, but I just left her in the museum.
Now I think it's in New Orleans.
So it's just doing a tour, possessing people.
It's on tour. It's probably selling more tickets than I do too.
These haunted dolls are probably some of the most creepy elements of the paranormal world. There's a famous one down in Florida, Robert the doll. And there's a whole host, I think it's in Florida Keys, where there's a whole host of people that would go in because this doll is on display at this publicly accessible area. And if you make fun of the doll, basically your life is turned upside down and it's completely ruined. It is completely aware of when it's being watched, what people say about it. And psychics have gone in there and they have determined that this doll, the one in particular in Florida, Robert the doll, is just a portal for all these spirits to come through. It is like an open doorway for the spirit world to come through and interact with our world. And I suspect Annabelle is probably something similar. And so they're basically taking around a spiritual black hole for and it's just like sucking everything in. It's completely aware of what's going on around it and it's cursing everything that it touches.
Dude, I would not go near it. Yes, we know it's a Raggedy Ann doll, but it's named Annabelle. We know that the comment section.
It's almost immaterial, like what it is. It's just an object in which it was bestowed or something happened to it to where it became a portal. It doesn't really matter what the object is. There was someone, I forget the name of the person, but they built a chair. And they built a chair to specific dimensions, and they simply said they built this chair for ghosts to sit down, for spirits to sit down and rest. And once they built this chair, they started to experience paranormal activity. So it's just a catalyst. It's not necessarily like it's haunted itself. It's just an item in which attracts paranormal activity. It's a bizarre kind of situation.
Dark energy, dude.
Yep. It
is.
is.
Dark energy.
You never hear of like a doll being possessed by a happy and friendly spirit that provides good luck in lottery winnings to people. No, it's always awful crap.
I agree, dude. Where are the nice spirits? Come out and play. Possess a Transformer doll or something like that.
Yeah, it's always creepy. Here we go.
Spin the wheel. Oh,
One of the weirdest coincidences I've ever heard of is in this photo right here.
Oh.
The picture was taken at Disney World back in the year 1980. The little girl on the far right, her name is Donna. She was 5 at the time. 22 years after this photo was taken, she was flipping through her old family photo album with her fiancé, a man who she had met as an adult. And when they get to this picture, he stops and looks closely and says, "That's me." To which she was probably like, "But that's you there." He says, "No, behind you in the stroller." 15 years before this couple would meet, her fiancé's dad just happened to pass by at the exact moment they snapped this photo with her fiancé
that's so
in
crazy.
the stroller. And to prove it, he went and got his own family photos from this vacation, including pictures of his dad wearing that shirt. And please understand, it's not like all these people lived around Orlando and went to Disney World every weekend. She had traveled there from New York. He had come there from Canada. And I find this fascinating because I suspect that this actually happens all the time, that a lot of the people who you've met as an adult, even if you grew up thousands of miles apart, that at some point you stood in line at the same gas station on a road trip or sat next to each other on a flight. And as this generation that has photographed every moment of their lives grows up, in the future they'll probably have software that can just like scan the background and find out where they met or almost met 20 years earlier.
That's crazy.
That is such a fascinating story. It reminds me, so I came up with like a simulation hypothesis called common destinies, to where people are born in locations where if you're like kind of bonded in some way, you're born in a location to where you're more likely to meet or interact with that person because it saves like hard drive space and memory in the simulation itself. Like, for instance, here's an example. What are the odds that Billy Corrigan of the Smashing Pumpkins and the guitar player from Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello, just happened to be two of the most successful rock stars in the world and lived like 10 to 20 minutes from each other growing up?
That's so crazy.
Probably highly unlikely, but they had a common destiny to become rock stars and play music, and they grew up very close to each other. And they may have encountered each other when they were younger, but they didn't really become friends until later on in life. And I think this happens, like the author of that video said, it probably happens more often than you think.
Well, what about Corgan and Bill Burr being brothers? And you see them sitting down together, you're like, yeah, you guys look like brothers.
They do. It looks like they share DNA. And I think Billy Corgan he's open to the idea. Bill Burr is not as open to the idea. Because it would mean that his dad was an adulterer, possibly an adulterer, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's also interesting that I have so many of my friends that are super, mega, super comics who have really weird relationships with their fathers. Like, really weird. To the point where you're like...
Doesn't that just is that just maybe... the environment that creates a good comic is a weird relationship with parents?
I mean, sometimes I look back at my childhood, I go, what happened to me? My parents were great. Well, how did I become this guy? I had such normal parents. Now, my dad was a little bit of an interesting man. He wasn't perfect. He was very much like me, just at a different time where you couldn't be yourself like I am today. And he probably hated it, but it's very interesting. I had good parents, dude. It's very weird, dude. But so many of these guys have awful relationships with their dads, and it kind of fueled them to drive to the heights that they are. It's very interesting to me.
Build some kind of archetype that works for comedians. I'm sure there's probably something similar for.
You want to be a great comic? Have a shitty dad.
There you go. It's that simple, people. Here we go.
This is nuts.
Oh my God.
This is about to crash. Oh shit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no.
Yo.
Sounds like
Oh my God.
Somebody's laughing.
Yeah, people died. Oh my God, just poor guys are hanging out with their dear life. Oh my God.
Crazy, dude. So
crazy. That was the boat that hit the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So I feel so bad for those guys at the top. Because what do you do, man? You got to jump to the side.
Yeah, you got to do a swashbuckling maneuver and jump on the sail, and hopefully that carries you down. But you got to have
you got to throw your knife into it and ride it down.
Yeah, but I don't think they have knives. I don't even think they got a blunderbuss.
Oh,
but
man,
that's
how did no one see that earlier?
That was crazy. I don't even know what they were doing. Is this how they normally travel, or is this for like some sort of like art expedition or dance thing? I don't know. I don't know anything about that story. All I know is very sad.
It's totally sad. It makes me sad.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh.
Come on.
What the fuck is that? Look like some kind of a tent.
What is that?
Ain't no way that tent. Ain't no way. Get out
there was
Who had a slow reaction? That guy or the guy at the top of the boat?
Well, I would say the guy top of the boat, because I would think it was traveling a little slower than this flying greenhouse that hit this guy in the head. And how often really do you see a flying greenhouse? He was probably dumbfounded. He's like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely crazy.
I don't blame that guy that got hit by the flying greenhouse. It's totally unprecedented.
Yeah, I mean that. What do you think, that was AI?
I don't think so. I think it's just a powerful wind gust that took it up into the air. I mean, if you have like a hoop house, it almost looked like a greenhouse hoop house. And if you don't keep those things really nailed down to the ground, they'll just take off. It's like a kite.
They'll fly at you.
Yeah. Pretty dangerous.
Dude, I would be on the run right the moment I saw that thing in the air.
That's
I'd
the
be
thing.
like, time to get out of here.
He did stand around quite a bit. I mean, we appreciate the video, but you got to look after your life first.
Yeah, dude. As soon as that thing took a turn, I'm like, I am out. I'm grabbing anything I love, and I'm running for the hills.
Oscar the Grouch is orange and has always been orange.
What?
Here he is being orange in the first season of Sesame Street in 1969. Orange Oscar the Grouch. According to the Smithsonian, the Sesame Street team thought they had to make Oscar orange to be visible on color TVs. Because when Jim Henson first conceptualized Oscar the Grouch, this was the concept art. It was a magenta-furred being. The Sesame Street team thought magenta would not show up well on a color TV in 1969, so they made Oscar orange for the first season. Then after that first season, they knew more about making a TV show, they were more confident about what would show up on a screen, and they wanted to make Oscar more of a trash color. But they did not just switch to this green puppet, they laid out a whole bunch of canon and backstory about why his color changed. Sesame Street sent Oscar on a very Oscar the Grouch vacation. They sent him to a swamp. Then Oscar came back green because the slime and the mold covered his orange fur. Which means in the official canon of Sesame Street,
Yeah, he's never bathed the entire time. The guy is a disgusting slug.
He is disgusting. And I love how they made a whole backstory to it.
How do we justify this? Oh, he's not bathing anymore. He rolled around in some slime, and that's it. That's what we got.
Lay Bay 5 says Swamp Thing, 100%.
Yeah.
That's mold. They have a moldy guy living in a trash can.
Yeah, what is that to teach kids right there? That's not a good lesson to teach kids. You want to teach kids like you probably should bathe. You don't want to turn into a green monster from the swamp. Bathe yourself.
Maybe he'd be loved more if he showered.
Maybe. Wouldn't be so angry.
Maybe he wouldn't
all
be
the time.
such an a-hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
girls
crazy to me.
You got to
Clean
shower,
yourself.
guys. You got to shower, guys. I think girls do prefer a showered guy.
Shower everything. Trim down your pack, too.
Oh, yeah, they didn't get into that with Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, yeah. Get a haircut, Oscar.
Jesus.
Come on. Crazy.
When a wombat is attacked by predators, it will just run back to its den and plug the entrance with its butt, because much of their butt is made of thick cartilage, which is apparently quite scratch and bite resistant. And if a predator manages to stick its mouth in the den, it will use its butt to crush the predator's head up against the ceiling. Wombat will just kill the predators by twerking them to death.
I don't know if this is real, but I love it. I hope it's real.
Yeah,
I hope that's a real defensive move.
They got BBLs, dude. They got some BBLs there.
The wombats are so cute.
It's like, come eat. And then you go to eat it, and then it just crushes you with ass. That's the story about it, man. Ass will get you in trouble.
Yep. Chasing it. You're going to get trapped. You're going to get your head trapped in the cave. And
it's going to smash you. Imagine dying from ass.
I can imagine. You know, you do some pretty messed up stuff for it. So. Here we go.
Trump's president, he's in a trade war with China. Gingers are black now. India and Pakistan are trying to go to war. What? What did you just say? India and Pakistan are trying to go to war. No, I don't care about that. I've been getting less scam calls because of it. I know gingers are black now? Why? Okay, that was a bit problematic. But basically this one black girl told the whole black community, hey, all gingers are black now. And they're all like, okay. And then the gingers was like, okay. And now it's like a whole movement. What the heck is going on? So do I call them gingers now? Is Hardy Yard crazy? Can I still call them ginger? What's the protocol? You know what? That's actually a good question. Maybe we can't even say ginger. Maybe that's a term of endearment that they only used with each other and we can only use redhead. But let's stop. We're in dangerous territory here. One more. How are they going to belong in that community when they can't even cook soul food? You know what I mean? Well, technically, because gingers are considered black, i.e. a race now, that's racism, but it's about having a shared experience of being ostracized by society. So basically what you're telling me is that orange is the new black, that they're invited to the cookout, and that the Little Mermaid was actually black all along, but she can swim. How does that work?
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
Whoa, that was a great video. A lot of questions. Yeah, you're solving one problem, but you're bringing up 1,000 other problems.
It's a tough one. As kind of like a quasi ginger myself, I think I'm like 1/4 black now. I think I am.
Congrats, dude. Wait till you got ginger fatigue out there.
Yeah. there is a lot of ginger fatigue. There's no doubt about that.
People are over it. How about the line where it said gingers don't have soul? How can they cook soul food?
That's also a good point. I have 3/4 soul, so I saw that video of this woman calling every ginger a black person, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm on board.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're one of the best looking gingers I've ever seen in my life. For guys, women are female gingers are gorgeous. Female guys, everything is like they're in a Harry Potter book or they're like Lord of the Rings.
It's like the pure gingers they're not good. It gets a little freaky sometimes. They actually straddle the line of albino, and so that's why I'm like 1/4. Like when I grew up, my hair was blonde red, my beard was red, but I grew out of it. I grew out of my my blackness.
Did I say female guys? I meant female gingers.
We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant.
Thank you. You're kind. Comment section is not.
Yeah, well, They like precise.
Look at that
language.
score, though. We haven't even been paying attention. The score is so high.
6280, people. 6280.
That's about my credit score.
And we have 39 videos left, and we still got a lot of good ones. We still have
got a lot of good ones, and I also have some we must sees.
Okay, must sees are coming up, and so let's get back to the action. Come on.
So much work.
What is the average cost of a clone, a human clone? Well, initially, they told us that it was going to be from $1.7 to $2 million each. Not anymore. Now, Raylan, the scientist I presented to you in this playlist in the other videos, he is fastening clones for the cost of $200,000. Again, I believe this to be a new Mandela effect because to my knowledge, up until yesterday, I thought it was illegal to make clones. And everyone is like me and did not expect clones to be available. But oh no, that does not apply anymore. Let me show you how easy it is to order a clone. So this is the website I'm on. Ordering online just got easier. Watch our how-to video to see how to order genes online from our e-commerce platform. What? You need the genome sequence to get your clone. Here we are.
What?
The gene synthesis. Clone your sequence into an origin vector in 3 steps. Basically, they have to get your gene pattern line and everything. But it's right here. Up until yesterday, it was illegal. Now it's like all over the place. And it's saying since 2003, it has been okay to clone people. Oh, this right here, if you go down to 1, 2, cloning ban fails at United Nations.
Whoa.
So it's not just America also. This is getting worldwide stuff. Like, it's okay to clone people. And here we are listening to celebrities tell us that they've been cloned and not believing them or thinking that it's all BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I'm with her. As far as I remember, I always remember human clones being outlawed. But then I read stories that in Japan they're doing some version of this. They're trying to clone bodies without human brains. And then we hear this right here, and all I can think of like how those 3 German guys are going to rip off this business right here. And
oh yeah, there are going to be German clones out there. Yeah. Now, can I get a clone to do some of my podcasts? Because I'm tired.
You probably could. So I think what they're going to try to do is just clone the body for organ harvesting. And I think that the Japanese model is probably what they're going to do. They're going to clone these bodies without a mind. But they claim there's not going to have a mind or a brain. But I don't know if I believe that. I think that they're going to probably wind up just cloning a lot of humans and wind up killing them. And this is where it gets all crazy.
Yeah, it is weird, dude. And we're opening up Pandora's box.
It's insane.
It's going to get weird out there, dude. You're going to be walking down the street. You're going to see like, damn, that's Sam Tripoli or Francis Bacon. We can't tell.
It doesn't really matter as long as you got the jokes. People are not going to. They're not going to care. They're really not going to care.
Can I make a bigger hammer and then put it on my old body?
I think you can. I think you can upgrade. I think that's what they're going to. I think that's what the selling point is going to be. Like if you want upgrade on your genitalia, that's an option. Or you want to cloned eyes. Like if you don't want to wear glasses anymore, they'll clone, give you cloned eyes, so they'll just improve them during the growth of that body process. And it sounds cheap. Like $200,000 does sound kind of cheap for a cloned body.
Would you pay $200,000 for a nice hammer?
I don't know.
A perfect hammer.
I don't got that kind of money. Now, if I had Elon money, sure, of course, hammers for everyone, for my entire family,
for everybody,
for my entire family,
for the ladies of the world, just giant hammers. And then we're gonna find out that women really don't like the biggest ones.
Yes,
that's just this kind of mental warfare they do against us.
It is.
They say the average lady is 4 inches deep, and then you come in with a 9-inch hammer. She's like, "What have you done? I did it for you.
So
I
strap
did it
yourself
for you."
in.
Come on.
Sometimes these 18-wheelers look like a Coca-Cola truck, or it could be any big brand, right? And what they're responsible for is moving sensitive technology related to nukes around the country. And they were very much like, hey, don't go near the trailer itself. It will kill you. We're like, okay, what do you mean by that? Well, some of them will electrocute you if you touch it. Oh, shit. Some of them have, like, blowtorches and will melt you. Right. You know? And others have got some other crazy technology, like some of these trucks can bolt themselves to the earth, right? Really? They'll launch bolts and cables down, violently wrench itself to the earth, which will blow out the tires so that even a helicopter cannot come lift that container off the back of the 18-wheeler. No shit. It's got some pretty cool defenses.
That's insane. That's like total spy versus spy, you know, James Bond stuff. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, and then you got to know, like, sometimes when you cut that 18-wheeler off in traffic because you're trying to get home in time for doom scrolling, maybe you just cut off someone with, like, weird alien technology in there.
That is possible, too. I didn't think about that. They're talking about, like, nuclear reactors, but there's other stuff out there.
I'm sure there's not just nuclear reactors. I think they're moving around a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, probably. Should we move over to your featured videos?
Ooh, you want to do that? Let's do it. Yeah, here we go. Here are some that I think it's very important that we see. Let me grab them real quick. Here we go. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Here we go. Let's do this. Come on. Real quick. Sorry, guys.
All right.
There's no technology fix for me being an idiot. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's see some funny stuff. I think you'll like this one. This is very interesting. This kind of fits into what we just talked about.
Elons. The first Elon comes from a Nazi family. He's a part human, part cyborg. This was an Elon that was developed by the Dark Fleet. Remember the first secret space program that was established by the Nazis and the evil aliens known as the Draconians? Yeah. The second Elon is a clone of that. And due to this war between the Y Hats and the Cabal, there has been a third Elon that was actually biogenetically engineered in a petri dish to do good. That's the one that's free speech, working with Donald Trump through Doge to unravel all this federal spending, to reveal the truth about the corruption. And so that's known as the third.
Ooh, interesting. Did that just stop?
Multiple Elons. Yeah, I guess it just missed a stop. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Damn, it just
it's
stopped.
all we could take.
3 Elons. I like that one. Here's an interesting one. I think you'll love this one. It's very interesting. Here we go. This one's very interesting. Here we go.
Suspecting that the ritual voice of Bohemian Grove is the pastor Kenneth Copeland. Watch this.
All mortal wisdom. Our Bohemia, we beseech thee, grant us thy counsel.
For he has anointed me to preach. He has anointed me to heal. He has anointed me. Today?
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? I mean, he is huge. He totally makes sense. They line him up. That's a crazy one.
I can
That's
see
a crazy.
believe
Dude, this one's a crazy one. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Dance, get low. Where did your shadow go? Why your ass have a reflection but not your arms? You didn't get that low. Let go get it. What the fuck's happening here? Okay, so for the first one, before we go through it, I want to show you the edits that I made. I did change the colorings to I brightened up the image, so this is the brightened version on the left. We're going to be looking at all in the brightened version. And I did sharpen the image. And that is, I'm going to add the sharpen feature now. That's what the sharpen looks like. You see it's a little bit blurrier. And when you sharpen it, it creates more well-defined edges. You see that? And then, let's see. That's the difference. So, You're not going to see the blackened version while we work through it. I've included regular footage too, so you can get an idea of what like regular motion blur looks like and what's not fucking regular. So her face is staying the same, and we all know she's fucking dancing. Nothing of her face is changing. Her eyes aren't changing.
Whoa.
Her lips aren't like going in and out. Oh, here's me and my baby cousin. We're definitely... The phone is stationary, which is important to notice. If the phone's moving and the person's moving, it's going to look fucked up. Which, my other examples weren't very good, but my sister's holding the camera. It's me and my baby cousin. So let me show you again. None of us are losing, like, our eyes or shit. You can see the motion blur in the child.
Yeah.
The child's teeth come out of focus, comes into focus. When it's moving, it will go out of focus. You will lose definition.
Yeah, I'm going to jump a little farther into the video because it's a long
It's
video.
interesting so far. I think she's building something.
I didn't know it was this long.
Bracula? We're going to call it Bracula. Bracula. I don't want to do H2O no more. Well, no, she kind of does look like Mike Myers. H2O it is. I want to show you something real fast.
Well, just something's going on with this stuff. That's an interesting video. She's saying it's AI.
Oh, it's AI. I can
She's
see
saying that there's something that video that she's putting forward, and this has been said about Britney Spears. In videos, her faces change, and she's saying in that video there's no blurriness when she's moving. So if I'm like this and you take this video and you slow it down, it's going to look like blurry. There's no blurriness in these videos.
I can see that. I can see video producers doing that, or she's just totally not there. Like how Instagram can do touch-ups on you. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Sorry, I probably blew that video by jumping, but
it's all right.
She's just showing us her Asian cousin. Here we go. Here's a little comedy for you.
Just told me he'd rather stay with his stepdaddy than to stay with me. He said, "Dad, I love you, but you always working, and my stepdad actually take me to do stuff." I said, "All right, from now on, I'm going to cut back on work, and I'm going to start taking you to do more fun stuff." So I called his mama. I'm like, "I'm going to be vulnerable and honest." He told me this, and it kind of hurt my feelings. So I'm going to cut back on work. I'm going to pick him up more, and we going to hang out. She was like, "Boy, if you got to work, go to work. Don't think about it like that. He just helping out. Let that man be a man. It take a village to raise a kid." Say less. I called my gay cousin. He called himself Pizzazz. I'm like, "Hey, yo, Pizzazz, I got another one for you, dog." He like, "Send me his info." I shoot him over dog Facebook page and everything. My cousin Pizzazz shoot him a DM. A couple of days go by, my baby mama called me tomorrow. "Why is your cousin Pizzazz always smashing my boyfriends?" I'm like, "Let that man be a man."
What's that called? Asymmetrical warfare?
Yeah, I think so. It
Yeah,
looks like a charm for him. Now he can see his kid as often as he wants.
Let's see if we got another one here. Oh, this one is, this will be funny. Here we go. This is the newest trend out there.
Now they're crying over toys. Toys made in China. They say tariffs will ruin Christmas. I say good. Maybe it's time your kids learn where things come from. Not everything shows up in a box with a smile. We gave China our factories. They gave us cheap junk. Now we take it back. And if a few kids miss out on plastic garbage this year, blame the deals you voted for.
That's The kids love it. The people love the babies.
They love the baby adult talk. They do. It's crazy.
They do love it. It's very crazy. This is an interesting, funny video. Here we go. Man wants to find out if his dog will defend him at all costs.
Priorities.
Yeah, dude, you got to eat, dog. You got to eat. These videos.
I'll be over there later. I'll be out in a second.
Here we go. We got a couple more, and then we're done. This one I like. This is about the different characters in cartoons.
Everybody falls under one of these 4 cartoon clothing categories. So which one are you? Up first is shirt, no pants, and that gives us Winnie the Pooh, Donald Duck, and Squidward, to name a few. Why is it so zoomed in? The obvious next option is pants, no shirt, like Patrick Star. the Kung Fu Panda, all of the male Smurfs, Porky Pig, and yet I find it worth mentioning. Porky Pig is wearing a shirt that's open. It's really a jacket with no shirt underneath, and yet you can see his little sleeve poking out here of a shirt that's not even there. So what the heck is that about? The third category is just an accessory. Obviously, Tony the Tiger's kerchief, Sonic's shoes and gloves, Donkey Kong's tie, and Bugs Bunny's gloves. And yet, canonically, in the same world, same animal, La Bunny has to be fully clothed for some reason. I don't know how to explain it, but that is sexist. The final category is naked, except when they go to the beach. Naked, except when they go to the beach. Naked, except when they go to the beach. And I'm also going to include Donald in here because he's not usually naked, but he's usually wearing a shirt with no pants. So why does he go shirtless with pants at the beach? And don't even get me started on how he wraps a towel around his waist when he gets out of the shower. I just have infinite questions. Honestly, just a vibe thing, so comment which one you are.
I love it.
So that took some time to realize that.
Yeah.
And that's a somewhat hot chick watching cartoons still. Here we go. You're going to love this one. This one's super interesting.
And if you locked up 999 men with one woman and 999 women with one man? Well, a video game company named Vault-Tec conducted this fictional experiment to study human behavior in such extreme scenarios. And what happened where there was only one woman among 99 men is very different from what you might imagine. When the men realized she was the only woman among them, they immediately developed a strong protective instinct toward her. While the men were working, the woman naturally took on the role of a supervisor. Basically, they followed the same structure as an anthill with a queen ant and the rest acting as worker and defender ants. Meanwhile, in the group with 99 women and only one man, the story was completely different. The women never showed any kind of respect toward the man. They simply saw him as a useful tool, great for tasks requiring physical strength, but nothing more. On top of that, with the constant and intense fights between the women inside the shelter, the man practically lost his mind to the point where he was forced to just imagine what it would be like if they all had their period at the same time. What?
Dude, we got just a couple more. These are all fire. These are all fire videos. Fire videos. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we go. This one's a little sportish, but it's like something that...
Conspiracy theorists, this one's really gonna get you going. Check this out. Someone on Twitter posted this and it's gonna blow your mind. For reference, this post was made over a month ago before the Mavs won the draft lottery. League sources say NBA officials began nudging conversations between Dallas and LA as early as February 2024. But he goes on to say, here's the kicker. According to two insiders close to the Mavericks front office, Dallas didn't make that trade blindly. In private convos, the NBA allegedly assured them they'd be taken care of. Even the biggest conspiracy theorists in NBA history knew the fix was in this year. But wait, that's not it. It gets even crazier. We know how important LA and specifically the Lakers are to the success and ratings of the NBA. Well, peep this. Going all the way back to 2011, every time a franchise-changing star was traded to LA, the very next season, the team that traded the star was rewarded the #1 pick in the draft. And on top of that, all three of those drafts had a player that was a generational can't-miss prospect. Is that merely a coincidence or is something else going on here? Now listen, I'm not really into conspiracies, but when you look at the NBA ratings this year pre-Luka trade and post-Luka trade, the numbers are insane. Do I think this is true? I don't. But it certainly is a wild coincidence.
I find it interesting that he bailed on his theory. Like, if you're going to present the theory, stay with the theory.
It's a good theory.
Stay with it is a good theory. It's a scary theory.
He's scared.
Okay, it's just the NBA does not care. They just want ratings. Here we go.
A bomb was dropped between you and another soldier. It would start to release a chemical gas into the air. Now, this gas would start to work on chemicals in your body to make you instantly attracted to the soldiers around you. And you would be too busy mingling with your fellow soldiers to focus on the battle in front of you. Ultimately, the idea didn't get past the planning stage, and the bomb was never used.
Oh, the gay bomb. Oh,
the
my
gay
God.
bomb, dude. It's very powerful. It is very powerful. The gay bomb.
Hey, everybody's going to be gay now.
Okay, here we go. These last three are going to blow your mind. Here we go. This one's incredible. I'm going to do this one first.
My buddy Cody was driven up here for Christmas by his brother yesterday. He is congenitally blind from birth. He was born with a type of disease that I cannot pronounce or spell, and he is a frequent cannabis smoker. When I got up this morning, he had a small breakfast of fruit, and then I removed the DMT from the fridge and explained to him what it was. as well as the process, and I had a theory. His visual cortex is completely intact. It's just that he doesn't actually have eyes that work. So, in theory, he should be able to have a DMT experience with his own mind. He has never had any true psychedelics before today, as the duration of the experiences puts him off from it. My theory was that, never having had the experience of vision, he would not be able to describe what it was that happened, but I would be able to tell if it did based on his reaction. So, I convinced him it was worth the 10 minutes it takes, and convinced him he would benefit from the experience. And if not, well, hell, it's only 10 minutes. I helped guide him down to my pond. I set up some lawn chairs, as it was in the upper 50s today and sunny. Felt really nice. I loaded the bowl, gave it to him, and helped him light it. He took 3 huge rips, holding each in probably 20-second bursts. Now, Cody usually holds his eyes closed. The only time I've ever seen his eyes was when I first met him. He has to actively try to open them, because it's a movement he almost never does. He does not have the muscle memory for it, so it takes effort for him. As soon as he let out the last hit, his eyes opened. Not just open, they shot wide open. He leaned onto his knees out of the chair. How he could even move, I'm not even sure. But he started sobbing, and he cried for about 10 minutes. As suspected, he cannot say anything but one word about the experience. All he can say with sobbing tears is, "So beautiful. So beautiful. I can't. I don't. It's just so beautiful." This was about 10 hours ago. He's still asking me if that is what seeing actually is. How do I even respond to that? He cannot describe what it is he saw, but he did see something, and he's been blind from birth. I don't know where I go from here, but we both feel as if we have uncovered something more profound than the experience itself.
That is fascinating. What an interesting experiment.
That's so fascinating, dude.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
One of those
Not
things you
to
always
be able
kinda
to
wonder about.
describe what you've seen.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
always-
can't say, "Oh, I'm seeing triangles. I'm seeing crystals." You can't describe because you've never
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, you have no vocabulary to even articulate any of that stuff. But yeah, he's got to keep smoking. Keep smoking.
Keeps,
and let it-
dude. Now he's like coming over every day. You're like, dude, we really don't have any more of this. Here we go. You ready? The last
Yep.
two.
All right, let's do it.
Quantum computer broke physics. China's is allegedly faster than light, but here's what nobody's telling you. You are the original technology, and you're being replaced in your own image. Trump's tech chief said we can now manipulate time and space. That's not conspiracy. That's quantum. Let's break it down. No fluff, no parallel realities. Every time you make a choice, a new timeline branches off. Not metaphorically, literally. Quantum superposition means you're alive in multiple realities right now. Your frequency determines which one you're tuned to. The higher your coherence, the more you collapse timelines. Translation? The more aligned your nervous system is with your scroll, the faster reality bends to your will. Google's Sycamore reached quantum supremacy. China's Zhuzhonghang beat them in speed, but speed isn't the point. Both systems still need cooling control and a lab. You're self-aware tech. You were built to override timelines without a machine. And every upgrade you've ever needed was emotional, not mechanical. AI is mimicking you. Quantum computing is just trying to replicate what you already do through embodiment. They are simulating alignment while you're still sitting in self-doubt. If you're watching this and you feel the pull, you're the original timeline operator. You don't need a computer to bend reality. You just need to remember who the you are and who the machine was modeled after. Common quantum if you're done being a battery and ready to flip the grid.
Dude, I thought that was fire.
It was awesome. She didn't have to shout at me so much, but
Yeah, some people
I love it. I love
object
that.
to that.
That's almost video of the day again, right there.
That's right up there for video day.
Yep.
Okay, so today I'm going to ask you guys, get in the comment section, greatest show ever or bestest greatest show ever? That's the question. I mean, we had new technology introduced, and there were 0 misses by the wheel today. So we're going to go out. This Mike, I was going to kick us off of YouTube, but you know what? We're going to let it roll because we live dangerous. We're digital outlaws. We don't play by the rules. We just love to get you guys in it to win it. So our final video of the greatest episode we've ever done, here it is. You might have seen this on the internet. This one's for Midnight. I thought he would enjoy this. He might have seen it before, but let's watch it together. Here we go.
Back off! Simple as that!
What?
He's the one. I've never seen this in my life. We got ship on station ASAP. Predator ETA 2 minutes. What is that? We need air support, and we need it now. Rolling strike package Bravo on unknown target. I authenticate Tango Whiskey in time 0300 Zulu.
Intel aircraft, this will be a danger close fire mission. Captain, just gonna call Falcon Ops. Who's closer to Killbox 1 Alpha? Send the Hawk, sir. Okay, send the Hawks over to Killbox 1 Alpha. It's a danger place. It's really going to be Killbox 1 Alpha, 300 feet danger close. Is in the area.
Forever to range control. Send the fan team north of Warsaw.
Receive Killbox 1 Alpha. Engage hostile.
Miles away.
Amazing video effects. Just so good.
Guys, today was one of the greatest episodes we've ever done. You witnessed history today, and I think we're all going to carry this together. Today we had over 3,000 people watching live across all 3 of the different Rumble, YouTube, and Twitter. And because of you guys, this show keeps growing. We love you. If you know people like this, share with them. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe to whatever channel you're watching on. And let's give a real round of applause real quick for Midnight Mike for a more evolved wheel. Great wheel. I can't wait to see wheel 3. I'm in no hurry to see it. When it's ready, it's ready. You'll wheel it out one more time. Midnight, tell them where they can find you.
You guys can go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com. There's links to all the places you need to be to find OBDM. And just for the record, our score was 65-30. Okay,
somebody write that down. That
I got
number
it.
down. See if we can beat it next time. And final thing, and I should have done this with your stuff too. So next time I will be more prepared. If you go to samtripoli.com, I got dates coming up. I'm in Costa Mesa, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, San Diego. Boston is live. Broadbrook, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and New Orleans. Without you guys, we'd just be talking to ourselves. Thank you guys for being a part of our show. And the week will fly, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you guys so much.